the last episode, we built ourselves a beautiful draconic energy ball that can store 9 quintillion RF. Beautiful. And we also set up, I believe, our refined storage system and all that fun stuff. But today, I do want to set up one thing quickly, and that is going to be our resources for our refined storage system. I totally forgot to set this up. All we're going to need is a EMC link, a compressed one, and we're going to place this bad boy down like so, and we're going to go ahead and connect it with a external storage bus like so up to the system, and then we're going to go ahead and put all of our resources that we're going to need inside of this guy. Also make sure that this is set to the extract only property, so that way it can only take stuff out and not put stuff into here, which would be really bad. Now that we have all of our resources ready to go inside of our refined storage system, I think what we're going to go ahead and do is get ready to get into the deep mob learning mod here. We're going to need this because we're going to need a ton of wither skeleton skulls for the game over crate farm that I want to create. So to get into deep mob learning, the first thing that we're going to need is the deep learner. We're going to need a simulation chamber. We're going to need a loot fabricator. We're going to need the soot covered redstone dust, the soot covered plates, and all this fun stuff. Now to automate soot covered redstone, this is actually a very easy thing to do. All we're going to do is grab ourselves a coal block like so. We are going to need some sort of user, so I'm thinking maybe I believe the mechanical user is our best option here, which this shouldn't be too bad. You know what we are going to need? We are going to need a bunch of stuff, so like things like gravel, cobblestone, and all that. I totally forgot to put those in there, so give me 1 second. So let's go ahead and make a mechanical user, which is going to require me to make these ender shards, which I can totally grab from our EMC table. Man, this pack doesn't feel the same. I feel like there's been so many things that they've changed. I don't know. I don't even know when this pack was last updated, but it feels like they've definitely taken a lot of my fun tools away. Like, I don't know, apotheosis, you know, the mob swab from mob grinding utilities mod. I feel like I'm bare bones now, which is unfortunate. You know what? I also forgot wood. Okay, so to get started here, the first thing that we're going to go ahead and do is set up the sooty redstone automation. It's very simple. All we got to do is place down our mechanical user like so. Place the coal block in front of it like so. And then we're going to, I guess, use an EMC link here. Provide it with the redstone it needs. And we don't need that boy. We need one of these bad boys right here. And I guess I could use item conduits or something, because we really don't need it to be like super fast. It just needs to be able to keep up with the speed of the clicking, right? So you're going to be extract and then insert over here like so. And then I think what I need to do, I need to run ender chest, maybe that play here, and then like importer or something later down the road. That's probably our best option here. And let's make sure that you're set to redstone, of course, like so. You're set to redstone. Oh no, wait, it needs to be in front of the mechanical user, right? Yeah, like directly in front. And then the left click, activate item with block, and then just get yourself a simple item collector. And you know what, actually, I kind of changed my mind on how I want this to work. Actually, I'm not going to use an ender chest. I'm actually going to go ahead and use a barrel from Yaba Barrels. Yaba Barrels is such an OP mod, by the way. I'm going to set this up to be that bad boy. Do that. And I believe Yaba Barrels has a infinite upgrade that we can use. Yeah, this guy right here. Beautiful. Give me one of those guys and place it in here. And I don't know why you're not picking up. There you go. Give it a nice big old range pick up, and then that should, you know what, it's not picking it up because my freaking magnet is picking it up too fast. Beautiful. And then now that we have that, we should in theory be able to go ahead and connect that up to our refined storage system using our wireless network here. The next step is going to require us to have a bit of auto crafting set up. Now I totally forgot to set this up, but it is relatively simple. Go ahead and make yourself some crafters. We are going to need the machine casings, which we don't have, and I didn't teach it stone, and we didn't also teach it the, what is that thing called again? The refined enriched quartz iron. We're gonna have to teach it how to make that as well. I'm I'm just gonna quickly throw down some crafters right now just to kind of get things up and going for now. That should be fine. And what we'll do is, I guess, run this cable underneath like so. It shouldn't be too bad. And this is going to allow us to go ahead and auto craft everything that we need moving forward. For example, deep mob learning. And of course, my one favorite mod, Draconic Evolution, because I have some pretty big plans for that mod as well. You know, this is the thing that I was talking about. Yeah. Now it's awkward because I got to run a cable all the way across the entire room. So we'll connect that bad boy up like so, and we should be good now. And those should be online, and we just cover this back up. Lovely jubbly. And we're gonna go ahead and auto craft a few things from deep mob learning, one of them being the soot covered plates. Of course, come over here to your pattern terminal and teach it how to make soot covered plates. Are gonna need to teach it how to make obsidian, which is not bad at all. Obsidian can be grabbed from the EMC table like so, thrown in here, and then it'll just pull it from in here to craft things when it needs to, which is not bad at all. And we're gonna need, well, I guess pulsing polymer clay doesn't really need to be automated because we can just pop it into this guy with EMC and be fine. We are gonna need to teach it how to make the blank data modules, which require soot covered redstone, stone, gold, and repeaters, which means I'm gonna have to teach you how to make redstone torches. I'm gonna have to teach you how to make a bunch of stuff, which is not terrible. Wood is fine. And then I believe that's pretty much everything that we need for deep mob learning. Now, I do want to make a few deep learners. You know what? I might as well teach you how to make the deep learners because I am going to craft multiple of these so I can do multiple things at a time. Glass panes, easy enough. And we're going to teach it how to make the wither skeleton data modules because I need skulls for that originally. Interesting. So we're going to have to go get some skulls, which we might need to dive down another mod actually to get things going here. Because I was thinking either A, we get into Actually Additions to get the spawner changer, change a blaze spawner to a wither skeleton spawner, and then use Draconic Evolution to do that, or we make the powered spawner from Ender.io. And it depends on which one is more accessible and which one's much more easier. And I think the spawner changer from Actually Additions is probably more likely going to be easier one to automate here because everything pretty much has EMC except for actually the Empowerer also has EMC. So you know what? That's probably the easier route to go here. And the only thing that's hard about this is the spawner shards, which we're gonna have to go find spawners in the nether anyway. So we might as well go and do that. Finding nether fortresses is not hard at all. All you really got to do is, if your computer can handle it, crank your chunks all the way to max and let the world gen. And hopefully, if there's a nether fortress close by, you'll be able to see it within your render distance. So I've sat here for about like 5-ish minutes and it doesn't look like we have another fortress nearby, unfortunately. I actually found another fortress, but I also just thought of a really funny way to get wither skeleton skulls super fast. Instead of like waiting for it to like have a chance to drop one, my plan is to grab a redstone block out of the EMC table here, right? And I'm also gonna grab a mob masher with 10 beheading upgrades, and I'm also gonna grab a mob imprisonment tool like so. Grab the mob masher like so and put them all in my inventory like so. Okay, come down here. I guess you can do it right here. Go ahead and break this down, put the redstone block down, and then once we do that, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go running around picking up a bunch of wither skeleton boys. Hey, you, come here. Put him down next to the mob grinder, on top of the mob grinder. Oh, we forgot about the sharpness upgrades. Oh no, I think it's smite for these guys because they're technically undead, right? What is the upgrade called? Not that one. Fire aspect. I guess sharpness will work and also smite will work here. So put those in there like so. With the beheading upgrade, put them down, and it should give us a 100% chance at dropping the skulls that we need. Now I've got to do this like 16 or so times, and then we'll have the skulls that we need for the whatchamacallit, deep mob learning. Now to get spawner shards, what we're gonna need to do is break down these blaze spawners like so, and they should drop us some of the shards that we need. Now we're gonna have to break a couple of them, unfortunately. So we might have to find more than one, like, whatchamacallit here, nether fortress, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. Now that we're back home, we are going to need to make a area for actually additions. Let's go ahead and come down here and get ourselves a few display stands, 1, 2, 3, and 4, like so. And then let's go ahead and grab ourselves a empowerer. Lovely. And we're going to set this up with some flux points, and that's all we really need to even get started into actually additions. Well, there's a couple other things that we're going to need. For example, the the atomic reconstructor, and I believe that's really it, honestly. Like, you don't need too much really to get into the actually additions mod. It's actually very simple and quite easy to get your hands on this mod. Go ahead and set this up with Hunter's network, like so, and then we should be pretty much ready to go ahead and start empowering. Now, what we're going to need to do is grab ourselves a atomic reconstructor. Now, do note that if you place this down and it continues to like shoot the laser beam, what you're going to want to do is grab yourself a redstone torch, place your atomic reconstructor down, and just slap it with the redstone torch, and it should put it into pulse mode. And then once that's done, all you really got to do is add a button, and then you're pretty much good to go. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do is make the spawner changer, which is going to require empowered diamantine crystals, which is going to require us to make the diamantine crystal, which we really don't have to because it has EMC. But if we were to, what we're going to go ahead and do is throw a diamond block in front of this guy here, the atomic reconstructor, and then that should give us what we need. But because we're not doing that, all we got to do is grab the diamantine crystal block, like so, and then grab ourselves 2 clay, 3 clay, and a light blue dye, and that's going to basically empower into this block, like so, and it's going to give us the empowered diamantine, which we need to go ahead and make the spawner changer. So to do that, what we're going to go ahead and do is put the diamantine crystal block in the middle, grab our empowered items, like so, clay, 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 and then blue dye, and you'll see these laser beams that look really freaking cool, and then that should empower this guy to make the empowered diamantine, and we're pretty much ready to go once this finishes, and we have our spawner shards, like so. And then the last thing that we need to go and do is find another blaze spawner, and then also make sure that we right click a wither skeleton with the spawner changer, which should give us what we need. And then, oh, you know what, I just remembered something. It's actually fine because we're going to be using the draconic one anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I was like, we have no way to pick up the powered spawner, but then I realized that you can pick up the spawners with draconic evolution and the draconic cores. Now, I'm not sure, do we have anything higher than a draconic core? We have a wyvern core, which that should allow us to make the wyvern injector. I might keep the draconic core just in case if I actually still need to pick it up, the draconic core. So we need to actually warp back to the nether fortress, which I did save, by the way, and we need to go pick up a few more things. So you, my friend, need to come over here and get swabbed, picked up, thank you. And now I need to go find another blaze spawner. Okay, so now that we found another nether fortress, what we're gonna go ahead and do is hopefully find another blaze spawner. Now, where would those probably tell be? I'm not seeing any more blaze spawners. What the heck? Okay, so what we should be able to do is hopefully click this on there, which is going to turn it into a wither skeleton farm. And what we're going to go ahead and do is click it with the wyvern core, like so. And it's going to give us a stabilized mob spawner of wither skeleton, which then we can go ahead and say, hey, let's go home. And I guess I don't have a home. Let me go ahead and warp to spawn real fast, which should take us back to our base. Just in case if you haven't set your home yet, you can always do /spawn and you should be fine. And we should, in theory, be able to say, hey, put this down. It's going to spawn us a bunch of wither skeletons, which we can then farm with. Can I actually pick this up or is it going to break? I can pick it up. Good. I had my worries, but they seem to be not too bad at all. What we're going to go ahead and do, though, is teach us the deep mob learner. I'm going to go for 4 of these guys, like so. And then I'm also going to grab myself 16 of the wither skeleton data models, like so. And then once this is all done, we should be able to go ahead and level them up, put them in the simulation chamber, simulate the mobs, and then we'll go from there. I'm so salty. If you have Ender.io installed, you can technically craft the spawners with the cores. I'm so salty. Okay. Anyways, I digress. Let's grab ourselves some stone brick. Yes, we're going to use the classic stone brick. You know what? I actually might not even use stone brick. There was I think it's like reinforced brick or something. Hopefully they didn't remove the EMC from it. Yes, the reinforced stone brick. Yes, I love this texture. It's so good. So it doesn't tell me the spawn area of this, which is not ideal. I need to know like how big do I need to make this, but that's fine. I guess what we'll do is we'll just make it the whole side or whatever, the whole like chunk or whatever, and then like move them towards like the center middle of it, right? So it turns out yeah, my wither skeleton farm is not working, unfortunately. So I think I'm gonna do the classic I'm gonna do it myself by hand mode with the Quitar and just going around doing some choppity chop of their ankles, because we don't really need to collect the drops or anything. We just need to get them simulated and everything. I want to test to see if the deep learners can run all at the same time. I don't know if that's possible. I kind of want to try though. I totally forgot that you have to actually hold it in your hand for it to work. So I guess my plan is to just kill all these guys and just get this all leveled up. Oh yeah, look at that. They're already leveling up. Perfect. So it turns out that just having them in your inventory also levels them up. As I was leveling up one, I found out that all of these were leveling up, which is super nice. A big time saver for sure. So what we're going to do is take all these now, and we're going to build a nice little area. I'm going to need a bunch of things. I didn't teach it how to make simulation chambers, and or I didn't teach it how to make the loot fabricators, because we're going to also need those as well, which means I'm going to need covered machine thingies and all sorts of fun goodies. So there we go. Beautiful. We have all those things now, and we should be able to throw these in here and get those bad boys auto crafted. We're going to need 16 of each. So 16 simulation chambers and then 16 loot fabricators. To set this up, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to put down 8 simulation chambers like so. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? I might do, well, yeah, that's fine. And then what we'll do, I should have done 18. You know what? Actually, no. We're going to do this way. We'll do 16 like that. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some conduits. It shouldn't be too expensive. So conduits. I don't think we have the higher tier conduits for this. So I might need to hook it up in a way. How much does one of these do? Let's see. So if this is doing that, that is going to be a whopping 880 RF a tick. How much is it going to cost us for 16 of these? The Ender Energy conduit actually should be more than enough power by like 6,000 RF a tick, which is insane. You know what? Actually, this is not going to work because these blocks are sided. I just now remembered that these blocks are totally sided, which is not ideal in the slightest, but we can make it work for us in a good way. So I'll put this here like that. And then I think they've got to go in on the top and out the bottom. I believe this is how that works, like so. What we're gonna do is grab ourselves a flux point like so and put it on this corner like that, and then you're gonna get yourself the wonderful and beautiful EMC link like so, and you're gonna get some pulsating polymer clay like this, and I guess we're gonna need some item conduits here, and then that should be pretty much everything we need minus the actual simulation dudes, which we're gonna go ahead and put inside these anyway. So you're just gonna be like this. I'm gonna pop you down like so. I'm gonna put you in here. You're gonna extract on green, always active, insert, bam, bam, boom. That should start inserting here. Beautiful. For the next part of this build, what we're gonna do is grab ourselves some item barrels from Yabba Barrel, of course, one of my favorite mods, especially in Project Gotham 3. But we're gonna grab that, and then we're gonna grab the controller like so. Now this guy is gonna give us different types of items. It's gonna give us the wither predictions, but it's also gonna give us the hellish matter as well. And we're gonna want to store those, both of those things, in as much quantity as we want, right? And typically that would be infinite. So that's also why I very much like this Yabba Barrel mod, because because you can store up to 2 billion items in it, unlike drawers, where drawers actually has a capacity, I believe, of like 200, maybe 300,000. So I'm going to basically run another set of item conduits underneath here all the way over to the item barrel, and I'm actually going to change the color of this one. We're going to use white. White is going to be our color, and we're just going to basically set these guys all to white like so. Using our conduit probe that I pulled from our system, we're going to copy and we're going to paste that on all of the simulation chambers. The next part of this build is going to be quite easy and straightforward. Go ahead and place down all of your loot fabricators down like so, and then get them to basically accept the wither boys. I'm going to use a different method. I was going to use refined storage, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and just pull straight from the drawer, and that should be relatively easy. And then we'll do the same thing, is we'll insert in the back, and then, you know, power from the back, and then bottom extract all of the skulls. So what we'll do is we'll put this here in here, put it onto wither skeleton skulls, and then that should be all we need to do for all of these. With that being done, all we should be able to do is come over here, set this to white, and go, and it should start putting them in here. Oh, you know what, we freaking forgot to give these guys power. That's fine, that shouldn't be terrible. It's just going to require me to do some of this math really quickly. I'm hoping that this can totally do what I want it to do. I also just realized that I made a mistake. I said to extract white on accident. I meant to do the green, but that's fine. We'll quickly just dump these all in here, and then that should be fine. And you're working, not working. Why? It might be working. It just needs a little bit of power to get going. So point if we can, and then I guess put it in this corner, and then drop on the hunter's network like so. And these should be working. Now, these skulls have nowhere to go at the moment. So let's go ahead and put the drawer down like so. And they should all end up in here. Perfect. And of course, we're definitely going to want the infinite upgrade for these dudes, because we don't want to, you know, stockpile. We want them to be infinite. And that should be good. As far as why this is not extracting, that's a better question. You know what? It might require the top. It might be a freaking top extract or insert only, which, yeah, I think hostile narrow networks fixes that problem for sure, but I'm not entirely sure. But we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot anyway. Go ahead and put these all to white, insert on the top, which is fine, and then make sure that this is set to round robin on the white channel, always active. That's the unfortunate truth, is you got to put it on. Yeah, that's fine though. And now we're getting all the wither skeleton skulls we're ever gonna need. Oh, unfortunately guys, we're out of time for today's episode. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy today's episode, please do me a huge favor, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, ding down that notification bell, become part of the Hunter tribe. As always guys, I love you. I'm gonna leave you till next time. Bye.